Thank you, Raj, for handing over control to me. Hello, friends. I would like to welcome you all to this webinar on Enterprise 2.0 ECM with SharePoint 2010, and also would like to thank everyone for attending this seminar. I know since morning there are very interesting sessions have been conducted by various presenters, and the topics were very interesting. So I hope everybody also enjoyed the way I enjoyed the seminars. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce myself to everyone. My name is Sanjeev Samala. I am a senior technical architect working with Patni Computer Systems Limited in Mumbai, India. About my background, my total experience is around 18 plus years, and since last 8 plus years I am very much focused on Microsoft SharePoint. I worked on SharePoint 2001, 3, 7, and also have some hands-on with 2010 beta. Believe me, guys, it's my experience with SharePoint 2010 was fantastic, and I'm very excited for this release. I'm sure the release will happen in May 2010 as planned by Microsoft. I also hope everyone who is attending this seminar also excited about 2010 and also want to know what is happening. So that's why I think everybody has joined the seminar. Topics for today. I'll be covering some of the points listed here. Before I begin my sessions, I would like to highlight the sessions what I'm going to cover are not of technical in-depth, but it will cover more of a breadth with respect to ECM and social computing, social networking 2.0. So the first one being evolution in trends of ECM and enterprise social computing networking 2.0. It is very important to look back and see what happened in the past, how things are moving, and what they will shape up in the future. As we all know, no one can predict with 100% accuracy the direction and the ultimate destination of a particular technology will shape up. However, it is possible to provide a broad overview of where the industry will be going. So by evolution and trends, it will help us to align with the current and future trends. I have some interesting data to share with you in this. Second topic will be business drivers and challenges. As most of us know that the main reason for technology to emerge is the business drivers, the challenges, the adoption, the usefulness of technology, and the utmost important is the business IT alignment. So here I will highlight some of the known and visible business drivers and the challenges I have seen myself and I have experience with these technologies, and also will share some of the views of experts and other bloggers. Next item, SharePoint and social computing and ECM, that is option 3 and 4 topics. This would be more towards a relationship between SharePoint 2010 and ECM. This will be more in line with my experience with the beta version, which is limited at this moment. So I may not highlight all the relevant features here. As you know, there are volumes of blogs and information already posted by others, including Microsoft. Topic number 5, architecting and designing with solution with MOS. This is also in line with my experience on beta. While doing POC and other R&D work, what you have encountered and what routes you have taken to resolve it. Finally, the testimonies. It is more of a case studies, how the MOS 2010 along with other ECM products have taken place in the shelf, and how organizations are planning to move towards ECM using SharePoint 2010. There are a lot of reasons why people are choosing, will choose 2010 as ECM because of the new feature and easy to implementation and adoption. And the final is the rate card. Microsoft is trying to do some magic here. Then we will have a Q session. So I will be asking, if there are any questions, I'll try to answer them to my best knowledge. So let's move on to the trends and marketing scenarios. The world is changing to a new information model. The new model and the old model. The old model was need to know. New model is need to share. Some of the things, today we see Facebook, Orkut, LinkedIn, all these things are tools of Generation Y. Generation Y, to just clarify, the people who are born after 1982 are been labeled as Generation Y as per Wikipedia, the definition. So the people who are born before 82 are more known as a Generation X. So there is a lot of gap, or the thought process or the way people do communication, interact is totally different. So if we classify our information model is similar to this old model, which is more like Generation X, and new model is like Generation Y. So Generation Y is more techie savvy. They are gadget people, would like to have wearable devices, hanging devices, fast life. They would like to share information, instant information, so on. Unlike Generation Y, Generation X, which is more like need to know what is happening, that's it. So today we see a lot of iPhones, smartphones, iPad, Facebook, Google Docs, and etc. So if we are going to build any new application, we cannot ignore Generation Y. The system should be adaptable to any device, and integration should be seamless with rich UI. So people would like to have rich UI. So today, flashy touch screens are the way of communication media. Other interesting stuff, IT era evolution. So here I try to draw a line and see what happened till today, and where are we, and what is going to very soon coming in the horizon. So if you look at 70s, 80s, and 90s, which is predominantly mainframe, mid-range, personal computing era, thereby followed with the e-commerce and the client-server architecture till 2000. Then from there onwards, we have seen SOA, web services, semantic web, web 1.1, followed by today where we are is at web 2.0 with the SaaS model, as we talk about. And some of the things we also visible is a wearable computing, virtual reality to some extent. Web 3.0, which is very near, within 2015, as we speak, in the 5 to 6 years, that will be mainstream. And also what we have will be more trusted systems. Today, a lot of applications or systems, what we have, gadgets. So we believe today in our mobile sets, or the devices what we carry. So I think we'll have much more trusted systems in the near future. That's where the IT evolution is happening. So in short, what happened is technology has made our life easy. It has become an enabler. So it has replaced our lifestyle. This is IT everywhere. We cannot think life without IT. It is impossible. As I said earlier, so if we are building any new application, we cannot ignore Generation Y. This system should be adaptable, integrated seamlessly with any device, and the user experience element has to be there in this. Variable computing, because of technology, we all agree. Today, technology advancement has gone, into leaps and bounds. So this is a perfect example of variable computing. Just imagine, what if we are not progressed and not done advanced research? Look at it. We will be carrying devices like the man in right, vis-a-vis the female and the person with gadgets hanging to them. So the adoption is evolution. The adoption is the key for evolution. This is very interesting slide, very heavy slide with very big words, but I would like to make it relevant to our context, our relevance. So Gartner site predictions, emerging trends and radar. So what it's trying to say, whenever the technology gets evolved, it has two segments to affect: business and society. So whenever something happens in technology, it is have a parallel effect in business and society. So, but the adoption takes couple of time. It takes some span. So take case of today, RFID virtual world. I think they are already in place, but the adoption will take some time. So whereby will be having a effects everywhere. So I would request everyone to go get this detailed report from Gartner, download it and go through it to understand in detail. Since my topic is not related to this, I may not spend too much time here, but I want to bring everyone's attention with respect to emerging trends. So this is very important. If you are as an architect or as a designer or an end user, if you are using IT, you should have a idea or a vision what is going to come very soon and how the adoption will happen, how the life will change for us, and how this whole effectiveness is going to be. So quickly, instead of going too far, I would like to bring you to the nearest goal of Vision 2020. Web widens. So we are from 1995 to 2020. There are different eras as we speak. So 1995 to 2000, it's World Wide Web. 2005 to 2010, where we are right now, it is Web 2.0, and going forward, it will be called a Real World Web. So if you take the differentiation, it was earlier it is access, what I can find vis-a-vis in Web 2.0, it's participation, what can I contribute. But in the coming period, what it will in the real world, what it would be context, like what I need to know here and now. So some of the technical foundations for real world would be wireless, sensors, location, semantic technologies. Also it will come with pain points like dependency on the augmentation. So each technology, when they come up, they have different interfaces limitations. So that need to be tackled in every era. So let's go back to 2010. This is from the Gartner. This slide is more relevant to us in context of ECM and Enterprise 2.0 vision for 2010. So not much change from 2009 to 2010, other than priorities and cloud computing, ECM and social computing ranked in the high in the rank compared to 2009. This is where every organization likes to head and want to invest to do the project alignment with their near-term trends, keeping in mind short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals of business. So if you need a funding for your project, make sure the project or the idea is somewhere in the list. Otherwise, you will not. You will find very hard time to kickstart, or doesn't matter how techy savvy the project or IT team it could be. So if you look at social computing is one of the key elements of for 2010. So every CIO, CTO, when they do a budget approvals, they look at this list. If it is there in this list, guys, you may get your project approved. So as we see, collaboration, communication is and all ECM is one of the key elements for 2010. So when you see ECM suite, what it consisting of? It's consisting of imaging and records management, DM, workflows, web content management, and collaboration. And with respect to ECM, the important thing is how do we organize the various methods of organizing the data: EDMS, WCM, ERM, DAM. And when we do collaboration, the elements will be portals, taxonomy, search, process management, what kind of forms we are going to get onto. And other element is storage and distribution. The record management, archival storage, thereby the important element will be security and how the content will be integrated. This is one of the survey from Forrester, the key market pointers. So as per the survey, North America and done for Europe, a lot of companies. So they 47% have already implemented Enterprise 2.0, and 13% are still piloting, and around 25% are considering or interested, and 16% around they don't know. What it means is, if the people who are implemented, they are good to move ahead. If they are piloting, what they need help in implementation. If they are interested, they need to know what need to be done. If they are not interested, you need to educate them. I think that's where everybody is there in the game, but at the various stages. So there's definitely, it's happening, it's moving. Similarly, it's the same trend is seen in the European market segment. With respect to number of the company size, the global companies with about 2,000 very large or very medium-sized companies, they also percentage-wise, you can see implementation is one of the higher side, and considering and piloting are also similarly significant. So if you take this research results, what it implies is Enterprise 2.0 is real, it's happening. This is also one of the results from AIIM as for 2009 survey. This talks about what was the spending for 2008 and vis-a-vis 2009. So if you take, there is not much change for both the 2008 and 2009. You take a SharePoint, you take a DM, Enterprise Search, BPM, blogs, implementing blogs, wikis, DAM, inverse automation, other stuff. So nothing has changed from 2008 to 2009, but 2010 onwards, there will be a lot of changes. Also, other important element for this not spending too much was because of the recession. We all have seen how the recession has affected everyone. I think touchwood, we are all out of it and progressing. We see some budgets have been sanctioned, and people are really eager to go for ECM and special computing implementation solution. Here, ECM and Enterprise 2.0. How each of the following managed in your ECM environment as a survey results. So, document management, record management, scanning, enterprise search, collaboration. So if you look at a lot of implementation are linked to a lot of implementation which are done with the ECM in the mind. So very few people are running as standalone or have not currently managed. But if the scenario is going to change very soon, as per the report also saying that this is the current scenario, but since 2010 onwards, the scenario could change because of the adoption. One more information from Gartner, ECM market structure and vendor share. So if you consider the data, it is structured and unstructured data. So unstructured data is around 80% of the total size, whereas structured data is around 20%. And as for the market share, it would be unstructured data would be around 5 billion, whereas structured data market size would be around 25 billion, and some of the leading vendors who are in the unstructured data would be Documentum, FileNet, Interwoven, OpenText. Whereas in terms of structured data, Oracle, IBM, and Microsoft. But this is prior to 2010 release, and once the 2010 adoption is released and it's been adopted, it may believe that Microsoft will replace Oracle and IBM. That's where I think that's very good if it happens for you, because we all love SharePoint and we would like to see SharePoint as a top leading product. Latest news I wanted to share. As per the Facebook, the social networking website is collaborating with Microsoft to launch BOS.com, which will allow its over 400 million users to create and collaborate Office documents through Facebook. Microsoft owns around 1.6% stake in Facebook. What it means is Microsoft is encouraging social computing, and thereby it also will have its market share increased. Another interesting slide, ECM market and leading vendors. So if you take 4 quadrants, challenges, leaders, niche players and visionaries, there are a lot of players, but definitely 4 people we need to talk about: IBM, Microsoft, Oracle and EMC. So IBM is currently leading. As I said, Microsoft, this is more relevant to 2007, but when the 2010 is going to come, this may flip. As for Gartner, the growth rate of till 2013 would be 9.5 throughout, and worldwide ECM software revenue would exceed 5.1 billions by 2013. And at the same time, the market will start growing at double digits from 2010. Enterprise 2.0 is real and happening. As I said, we had a survey results and which shows the trend is happening. But let's look at what are the key elements, why this is happening, and where are the value it's been generated, how effective it is. So if you take an enterprise, there is openness because of it enables openness, because of the knowledge sharing, because of the participation, and also the enabled open technologies and user participation. So these are the different elements through which the Enterprise 2.0 is happening, and it is delivering a value, and the effectiveness is visible. So therefore, what it is a really a powerful nexus of technology and end user participation, which is resulting in high organizational effectiveness. As I said, Enterprise 2.0 is truly driven by users than IT driven. We all know social, Facebook, Orkut or LinkedIn, which is nothing but technology. It's more than technology, right? It's people adoption, how they are using it. So as per the survey, who's driving this Enterprise 2.0, around the 38% are the corporate business executives, around 30% CIO, CTOs, and 42% are individual employees. So the push of ECN is coming from the bottom, making it a true and user phenomenon. Why this is possible? Because there is a Web 2.0 technology which is enabling people to adopt it. Also, there is an increased demand for social applications, and I am sure somebody who is in the Facebook, there are a lot of social applications are available for you. And also there is a change in the business culture. People would like to be free and start collaboration in real time to improve the performance. So the point is, what do organizations really want from Enterprise 2.0? There are 3 reasons why enterprise would like to go for Enterprise 2.0, ECM or social computing. So one is the static advantage, because today go to market, the faster it is, the faster advantage is for you. So in order to go to market, there are a lot of levers are needed, and the levers need information and collaboration. If the 2 elements are appropriately taken care, then there is an advantage for a company. That's where I think the real challenge is. Second is in terms of cost reduction, because today employee productivity and collaboration and the cost effectiveness is one of the key levers. That's why people would like to go for ECM. And the third lever would be knowledge management system, because as a corporate, lot of knowledge which is need to be kept in the company itself, and there need to be lot of social networking to happen in real time among the employees to have productivity. So I will talk about the business drivers and challenges. Now let's look at what are real business drivers and challenges which affect directly. So social, technical, external and internal are the factors. But the underlying or unstated rule is it's not a technology challenge. Adoption and evangelism is the key. What you do expect, what the output expected would be: enhanced user experience, improved IT quality services, collective intelligence, and have a better business model. So technology plays one of the key important role here, but the other three segments, which is social, external and internal, are the main drivers, business drivers for adoption and the evangelism. So let's look at what are the different elements for adoption. It's alignment. When I say alignment, it's more aligned with business goals and objectives, because if the organization have a different goals and if that is not aligned, it may not succeed. You will not get budgeted. The project will not get kicked off. Second is the culture of the organization. How the people are rewarded, respected, recognized. That's also plays a very important role in the adoption. And the commitment from the top management, how they are keen to see this project successful. And sustenance, because once the application has been done, it's not that it's gone. It need to be kept it lights on. So you need to keep it going and do whatever it needs to keep it up. This involvement is major challenge, and it's very important if you would like to implement a big initiatives like ECM and social computing in an environment or KM systems. So there need to be a senior leadership involvement, also steering committee involvement. Then other thing is also innovation, because innovation is, if you don't do innovation, if you don't follow the trends which are happening, then it's very systems will become outdated very soon. And finally, it's individuals. What it is in for me, because every person in an enterprise should see a value. If he sees what is for me, then I think that's where the adoption will come. So like if you go to Facebook, I think there are a lot of things in the Facebook, Orkut or LinkedIn, but when a user logs in, he sees the value in it. I get something from here. If that is visible to an end user or an individual, that's where the adoption will get hit more faster. So this is one of the key elements of adoption. So if a system has been developed, it has been used in put in practice, if this element has been highlighted very effectively, user experience, user adoption, the success rate of any implementation will be faster. The other thinking scenario, one more survey from IBM Global CEO survey. It shows how the mindset of each CEO is changing from local to global, and how various levers have been affecting it. So if you want to build a global feature enterprise, align your focus towards drive multi-culture, have KM systems, and build social enterprise applications. So the focus needs to change from local to global. The levers which will happen very slowly. So if you're a local company, through doing acquisitions and mergers, acquisitions, you can able to grow inorganically. So the following slides, some of the slides what I'm going to share you from the survey results from AIIM. which talks about how the Web 2.0 is affecting really in the business. So if you take Second Life, which is not there in the business, but video conferencing, which is a very mandate for business. Business cannot live with this discussion forums, wikis, blogs, which are becoming a part of a business life. And as we see slowly, at least a couple of years down the line, everything in the list will fall as a part of business. Because if you are not, I think a lot of organization enterprises on the YouTube, they're on the Facebook, they're on the Twitter. They are also doing specifically the product companies. They are trying to see what is happening in the consumer mind. So they are not restricting themselves in the enterprise boundaries. They are moving head to a consumer boundaries. That's where the Web 2.0 is going to be there. And what as we've seen in the earlier graphs, we are going towards Web 2.0. So this is one more result. In your view, how critical Enterprise 2.0 to your organization, overall business goals and success? So around more than 70% of people said it's very significant and average, whereas very few said it's not applicable, minimal or imperative. So one more survey result. How will your spending on Enterprise 2.0 technologies in the next 12 months compared with the previous 12 months? So it is, if you see this trend, as I said, it's for 2007 and 2008, it was same, not much. So where the money has gone more in terms of licenses, buying a SaaS model, consultation, training. This is very interesting. SharePoint is one of the top most in use. So today, as we all know, SharePoint 2007 in collaboration and in the portal solutions, this is one of the key product. Because of various reasons, I think the end users felt, as I said, the end users felt the importance of this product. They felt, yes, this is more inclined towards me, this is more applicable to me. That's where I think the SharePoint has had a catch-up. If you know 2001 and 2003, they were not so most adoptions, but 2007 is the adoption, and 2010 may change the rules of the game. So as per the survey, I talked about drivers with respect to technical and my experience, but this is something which is more from the survey. So what are the key drivers for adoption? So the first one with a better use for shared knowledge, for collaboration, for faster communication. Then thereby it also going to reduce the travel cost, not for travel cost, for cost related stuff. The adoption is one of the drivers. And the last one is the time to market too. As per survey, this is one of the other survey. As per survey, what are the different challenges for implementation? So the first most is the lack of understanding. When it's understanding, it's not that the enterprise doesn't know what to do, but it's lack of the tool, how to implement it, how to make it success. So tool gives the levers to you, but how do you make it adaptable? That's where the understanding is. Then the corporate culture, I think we talked about the various alignment factors. So culture makes a difference here. And not a high priority task because it's there in the list to do list, but nobody is picking it up. And the cost, and likewise technical complexity, and the control over the management. So these are the different challenges with respect to ECM and the Enterprise 2.0 implementation. So let's look at what is there in SharePoint 2010. I try to divide this into two segments because SharePoint 2010 has repositioned itself as a social computing as well as a ECM tool. So a lot of collaboration features, we are aware of it, like portal features, enterprise search, personalization, and integration with LOB. But something which are newly added or which are visible are web content management features like content publishing, content authorizing, okay, document taxonomy, document sets. Record management is also one of the key elements which has been added to 2010, and the DAM, remote blobs, where you can store the very large information into SharePoint. The other success factors for ECM is also hosting, green IT and hosting features. The SharePoint also comes with Azure platform. I think where what the online services is going to provide you is SharePoint Online Services. It also integrates with Office 2010 suite, supports virtualization. It's scalable with 64-bit architecture. It also had features on the BI with a lot of reporting dashboards. And other element is content management interoperability services, which is nothing but a standard where all ECMs can talk to each other. And also it has some of the beautiful features on legal and compliance. So how do you architect the solutions in 2010? So what are the different elements you need to consider? So I try to highlight some of them. The first being the collaboration principles, how the content will be offline and online. Where is that you need to have a driver saying that the content is available 100% online, offline, that principally where how this is going to happen, how the content creation, publishing and distribution channels will be, how the authority and say access model will be, governance and taxonomy, how the workflows will be built, how the role holders will be happening, is it going to be real time, is it time based, is it event based, and how the content will be organized, and what kind of a user interface you will be looking for desktops, for web, mobile TV and etc. How the auditing, tracking, reporting will happen, how the approvals will be taken, how the compliance and the confidentiality of the data will be. With respect to technology, the important is how the setup and planning is taken care, because today we all know SharePoint when implemented, it is implemented in a small farm, move to medium farm, then to large farm, and the scale up need to happen to take a global users. So product installation configuration need to be taken care in the design aspect. How do this integration will happen with LOB and third-party systems, customization versus out-of-box features, how the BCP DRP, how the support will happen, if it's global rollout or a region-specific rollout, how the support system will be built around. So when you build a SharePoint portal, the architecture elements, some of the elements that I like to highlight here. So you need to plan environment, taxonomy, security, search, how the content, I think I talked about content creation, content presentation, workflows. So the important aspect will be how the personalization rules are and how the governance and monitoring will happen. So if all these things are taken care, they become a building block for your architecture for SharePoint. So if you are planning for search, what search would be, what you want to do search, what are the content source, scope of search, how the basic and advanced search will be, how the metadata property mapping will happen, how the best bets, keywords, alerts, crawl rules will be, how the authorized pages, and in terms of the metadata, how the content is rated, how the metadata can help to roll call the content. While you need to plan for taxonomy, how the hierarchy structure of the data will be, how the grouping and mapping will happen, what are the retention policies, expiry policies, disposable policies, how the version record versioning will happening, how the monitoring will be happening. With respect to security, the groups, subgroups, access, authorization models, environment, I think this is more related to technology. So are you going to implement a 32-bit, 64-bit? Are you going to do virtualization, SaaS model, follow cloud computing, you want to host it on somewhere, how the NLP and clustering will happen, what is the server technology you want to follow. One of the key elements for architecting and designing is considering the NFRs. So this is not a stated request from the users, but this needs to be taken in consultation with the end user, also the business goals, because this a lot of things are not stated, but we need to make a clear understanding what is that it is going to be in terms of how the data is going to grow, where we are going to store, how many users are going to be there, how many sites will happen. So what is the current trend? What will happen after 3 years, 2 years? Who are the end users? What kind of a downtime? What kind of SLAs will be happening? If this is going to be centralized deployment, what is the bandwidth? What is the latency will happen? So there need to be some kind of a proper mitigation plan need to happen. And if all these elements are considered, what is going to happen is you will have a better scalable architecture design of a portal. So NFRs will be one of the key elements for success of a solution. So when you design a solution that need to address to 3 segments, one to say of your desktop, which is one of the key web enabled. Second is the mobile devices. Third is the entertainment, because today this will be the 3 what is the output throughputs which the applications will be need to run, and people are going to access to this means. So the application should able to cater to these 3 segments. Testimonies I will talking about. Since we have very few time, less time, I'll walk it very fast on this. So what is some of the big companies they're doing in Enterprise 2.0, like a large consumer product company is trying to create a future of the employee. It's a 3 years program where every employee will be connected like a Facebook in the company. Same way with a large beverage company, and with one of the leading IT provider would like to have people to work from home. So when they're not in the office, they need to collaborate with the different teams. The collaboration needs to happen in real time. So a similar case with airlines. Implementation roadmap for ECM and Enterprise 2.0. So how this is going to work? So before it's a 3-step process where you do a POC, taking some of the concepts of ECM and Enterprise 2.0, build the POC. When the POC has been done, take that and roll out for limited users as a pilot. See how this is running up. Take the results, refine it. One that has been successfully taken care and giving the results as you expect, roll out as a big bang solution for everybody at enterprise wide. So this is the best proven. I think we all remember, SharePoint when 2001, 2003 and 7, it was more taken as a POC, then pilot, then rolled out as a big project. So what are the best practices and standards? So there need to be right governance, there need to be end user enablement, build applications, invest upfront. So in short, ECM and Enterprise 2.0 implementation is not a single product, but a series of small ones. So we talked about best practices, so that's where the project need to be successful. Moving on. Let's look at the case study for collaboration in portals. This is for one of the customer who wanted to develop a collaboration portal with DM features, and which includes document digitization, workflows with search and archival and retrieval features. And also they would like you to have this integration with an interface with SAP Finance and other line of business applications. The major challenge, the business case, was the existing system had a high maintenance, low reliability, lack of application traceability. They had a high cycle of enhancements. The total cost of ownership was too high. The application was outdated. So they would like to have the new system which is very cost effective, which will focus on automation. Thereby they wanted to have business users involvement appropriately. So they approached us saying that, guys, how do we do it? So this was the requirement view from the customer point of view, where he wanted to have a portal, collaboration portal, which can be internal and external access, where employees and the stakeholders will log on to the portal, whereby they can see their My Home page with collaboration features like My Profiles, My Document, My Statements, My Favorites, My Search, My Contacts, so on and so on, which in turn will have integration with SAP and also with LOB applications. So before we get on to what is the right solution, because this is the broad statement of the needed DM features, but which product is the right tool, we have done an assessment. So when we, for the assessment part of it, we looked out to their exact features. So we have bucketed the features into 6 major slots to name them as a collaboration workflow, document digitization, integration features, security management, search and taxonomy, and what are the reporting needs. So within that each bucket we went little bit step forward, and what are the different features they will be needing up. So based on the features they need, we rank them with respect to various products. So this is the outcome. So when we compared their features aligned with this 5 products, and these products are suggested by the customer, and also we have chosen them depending based on their needs requirements. So SharePoint, Microsoft technology is one of the key competitors, along with Oracle UCM, Intervo, and Alphasco. Alphasco being open source, Intervo and UCM from Oracle being as the next competing products. So when we put this all together, this is what the analysis came out, saying that Microsoft 2010 meets their most of the requirements, and that next thing with SharePoint 2007, then Oracle UCM, Intervo, Alphasco. So some more details with respect to each bucket. So collaboration workflows, UCM and Interwoven were similar with SharePoint in a higher grade. On the search and taxonomy, I think 2007 was a little bit less compared to Oracle UCM, but whereas 2010, when comparing, it is at par with Oracle UCM. In terms of integration features, because they had SAP, they also had this stock, other Microsoft technologies. SharePoint fared much more values compared to Oracle UCM. On the reporting and dashboard, both Oracle UCM and SharePoint 2010 were at par, whereas 2007 was a little bit similar to Interwoven. So when you compare the total cost along with out-of-box features, this is what the trend look like. So on the out-of-box versus custom, SharePoint 2010 was much more ahead than all the product lines. And in terms of support cost, installation and license cost, Oracle UCM was very expensive, followed by Interwoven. And when we said 2007 Microsoft, because they already have a existing Microsoft Enterprise Agreement license alliance with Microsoft, which they will get a benefits. So that's where I think the price factor point of view, SharePoint 2007 and 2010 were competitive enough with Oracle UCM. So the price factor, I think if the customer had a very good relation or enterprise agreement with Oracle, this could have changed. But given scenario, this was the result. So when the proposed solution, schedule and the timelines. So as suggested, as I said, the roadmap is a POC, then pilot, then doing a rollout in a different phases. So that's where we suggested, saying that first 2 weeks you do a discovery phase where you try to look at the requirements, then do a architecture with a roadmap, then do a configuration of a product, do a pilot, do a POC, build a pilot, roll out, see how the pilot is working. Based on that, roll out to a bigger audience with the phase 2, and thereby you have this ongoing development enhancement happening to the portal. So that's the roadmap for implementing ECM. Benefits for the case study: it is collaboration portal built for internal and external use with a lot of workflows, enterprise search, document digitization, interface with SAP, taxonomy and governance, keep reporting and KPIs. Why SharePoint solution compared to other products? As I said, it's aligned with the client's technology stack, SQL, BizTalk and AD. It's aligned to mapped to 70% of out-of-box features. So faster implementation, cost saving, and as we all know, SharePoint is ranked #1 collaboration ECM for enterprise. And with the 2010 and SharePoint, and Microsoft has specifically have a very big roadmap. Other case study. This is for one of the largest mobile company in UK, where they would like you to have online experience for talking about it, so that they would like to have a very sophisticated portal or a ECM solution where mobile devices can be purchased online. So they had a SharePoint in mind, and they would like you to see how SharePoint is going to fit into this ECM collaboration solution. So when we map the requirements, we could able to see similar trend like SharePoint out-of-box features. Some of the things we listed, like single gateway for application integration, enterprise search. It is having a lot of personalization, where if it has been rolled out as extranet, where every end user can have a personalization according to their needs, and they can get email alerts, reminders depending upon their configured setups. And in turn, it also gives you feature to integrate with their core services as well as support services, which are built on the different technology or different track. This was the suggested architecture, which talks about how the people from different domains, different devices, internet, mobile or smartphone, can log on to SharePoint as a toll gate. Once they get authenticated, there will be user interface layer, thereby web parts, which will talk to different interfaces, which could be LOB, which could be external third-party applications, with the .NET framework, Windows Server, SQL database. So compared to SharePoint, how this has mapped to the customer requirements. So it was 95% of the requirements with respect to collaboration were met, 55% of ECM were met, and around 40% of BI solutions were met for SharePoint. So in conclusion, what was the recommendation conclusion if you take a ECM and the Enterprise 2.0 solution? So if you are going to choose any product with respect to ECM, it should be more aligned with OOB. So out-of-box features should be used maximum. Otherwise, you will be spending a lot of time and cost in integrating custom development. Then integration. I think we talked about how the product enables you to integrate with LOB and SAP. And also you need to have a centralized or localized, aligned with the global settings. Don't have a different instances for different regions or different divisions. So the tool vendor or the ECM tool provider should have a strong roadmap. It should be aligned with the technical roadmap we discussed. What partners other are saying, what are the emerging trends are. So if you are going to select any product or any tool, that should be aligned with the technical trends, with the hosting solutions, VNIT. Then it should be having a very good POC pilot mode of implementation, and it also should be able to adopt to best practices. Thereby, when you are choosing it, you should look at performance, scalability, maintainability, reliability, security, finally the cost of tool, license cost, implementation cost, and support cost. So with that, I come to end of my session. So this is a reference of the sites where I got the information. I would like to thank our sponsors and a small acknowledgement to the following members. Raj for his hosting, providing the opportunity for hosting. Ajit from Patni, Rahul and Sushil, who are from my colleagues from Patni, who has made information available to me for this presentation. Some of the information available to me. So this is my contact details. If you want to reach me, I have my blog. I'm a member of AIM. You can follow me in the tweet. So if you have any questions, I'm ready for it. Thank you.